Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast That Wouldn't Die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
Who's here? It's the brilliant detective who sealed my brutish fate. Remember this, Hobbs? What goes around really goes around.
You have a safe trip, yeah?
It's on my side.
Go ahead! Light up my life!
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast That Wouldn't Die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Hello.
This week, we're discussing the horror classic Fallen, starring Denzel Washington, John Goodman, James Gandolfini. The list goes. Donald Sutherland's in this thing, for God's sakes. It's an all-star cast. Each week,
I have tried to block so much of this out. Let's just see how it goes. Continue.
as you should, frankly, as you should. Each week on the podcast That Wouldn't Die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest with you?
The latest with me is our next two podcasts. I have taken no notes, so who knows what I remember. It's going to be a barrel of laughs with a barrel of monkeys.
Unclear if that's true. We'll find out how much, how many laughs. Because here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen.
I predict more tears than laughs.
You may be right. We got together for the Thanksgiving holiday, and we curled up on the couch and just let Tubi take us where it wanted to go. Frankly.
Take me away, take me away. But unfortunately, it took me here. Whoa.
Took it 100%. So we wound up watching, just flipping. I'm like, hey, Fallen's on the list of movies I'd like to review someday. Why don't we just watch it? So we were kind of watching.
And now we have the answer.
Sweet Jesus. So, anything else going on with you? Is that it?
Back to work. Just gotta hang on for 3 more weeks till my next vacation. I don't know how I could ever go back to 2 weeks a year. I don't know how that could happen.
2 weeks a year? What are you talking about?
When I had a non-teaching job. You know, like everybody else in the world.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Being a teacher, I always say selfishly, teaching is dynamite for I never work weekends, never work nights, never work holidays. Boom shakalaka.
Never work. No.
Never work. No, that's the thing. When are you going to retire?
No fog delays when you have a corporate job.
That's
power
true.
Goes out, you still show up.
You still show up. You better goddamn believe it. When are you retiring?
Yes.
Never?
7 years.
7 goddamn years? That's almost as many years as I have.
Yeah. Well, I'll be retiring with at the same time as people much younger than me because I changed careers late in life.
But here's the advantage of being a career switcher is you can double dip in California. You can get your Social Security and get your STRS. What do you think about that? Not bad.
Yeah, not enough. It's not like I'm retiring like our father with 90%. I'll be retiring with 50%.
Right, and you're going to be working at the Home Depot on the weekends,
Dude, I'll be out with the dudes waiting for the trucks to come by. That's the job I'm working.
You'll be a migrant worker. Is that what you're suggesting?
I will be a migrant worker. I'll call you if ICE picks me up. That's clearly a fake ID.
Get in the back of the truck.
Get in the car, senorita.
I was talking to some teachers. This is behind the scenes teacher talk right now, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up.
Right.
But I was talking to teachers who were like, "Oh, it's so hard. I'm going to retire and go do something else." And I'm just like, I like it. I like it. I've had other jobs. And
I have had. It's the best job I've ever had.
100%.
You feel like you're doing something. I mean, it's exhausting, but you know,
100%.
especially if you have kids. I mean, it was a miracle. You know, you're off when the kids are off. You have your summers off, which you need. It's like having a one-person show, except you're the only act. It's exhausting. It's still the best job. I've had a million jobs. I've had corporate jobs. I've been a programmer. I was a security guard. I mean, you name a shitty job, I have had it. I have telemarketed.
Mm-hmm.
I have not good, not well. Oh my God. The only thing I never did was waitress. Even I knew that was not something I was
waited
gonna be able
tables.
to do.
I waited tables for years.
I washed
and years.
dishes though at my college.
I did data entry right out of college. There's nothing more mind numbing than data entry.
Dude, but that at least sounds like that's better than my right out of college working a 12-hour shift at a hunting gate from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. checking hunters' badges, and then they had it checks the herd health. Could I cut out a tooth out of each deer that was coming through?
What?
I'm like,
sweet Jesus!
I'm like, okay, but then in the end, I didn't have to do it. Somebody else wanted to do it. The guy in charge. I was like, all right. I mean, it's dead.
I don't care. I'm not doing some marathon man action on a deer. I'm out. Out.
Like I said, I've had 1,000 horrible, shitty jobs. I mean, mind numbing is retail is mind numbing.
Yep.
Security is mind numbing. And that was before I could have a book on tape at least and wander around with it playing in the background. I had Rush Limbaugh when I worked a gate before he'd completely gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
And that's all you had. It was either Rush Limbaugh or just Christian talk.
Yeah, 100%. No, and look, I tell people it's like everybody's got tough jobs, no question. But there were definitely jobs that I dreaded, where I woke up in the morning going, God damn it, I have to work today. And make no mistake, I'm not jumping out of bed now, dancing a jig, going, whoopee. It's like Christmas morning. It's not like that. But I don't dread it. So that's something. That's what I tell people. That's what I tell the parents. I don't dread
Will I quit this job when I win the lottery? In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Will I volunteer at it after I retire? No, I will not.
No, I will not.
Will I ever discuss education again? No, I will not. And if you try to talk to me after I retire, I'm going to shut you down.
I'll run from the
I'm
out. No can do. Anyway, Aaron, give us your 30-second synopsis of Fallen, please.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to remember if I even remember this bullshit. It's a cop drama, and it's like these kind of demonic presence. It's like a tap to switch. You know, they want to cause their mischief, but all they have to do is tap the next person, and then the presence pops over. So the only interesting part about this movie is when they were trying to track down the people, you can see the switching. That was kind of interesting.
That was
It's not Denzel's most triumphant role. Let's say that. But half the main cast of The Sopranos is on there, and I just finished The Sopranos again. So that was good.
I will say this.
I mean, is it 7? No, it is not.
Well, and Seven's not a perfect film either, but I understand what you're saying.
It's
and
not
I
a
don't
perfect
disagree.
film. And I hate what's his name? What's the smelly blonde guy? I just
Brad
know he
Pitt?
smells bad. Yes, I hate Brad Pitt. So much so I've blocked his name.
The
California
smelly
with a
blonde
K.
guy.
That is how I imagine that's real Brad Pitt. That's in my mind, that's real Brad Pitt.
If you watch Seven, there's a scene where Brad Pitt rolls out of bed and immediately puts on his clothes and goes to work. There's no brushing teeth. There's no, I got to hit the shower. No. And I'm like, that's how he really is. That's how he really is.
Yeah.
No deodorant. Let me,
Yes. And he was 26 years old dating 15-year-old Juliette Lewis. How come he ever got canceled?
Maybe he should.
Not a
although I do like
fan.
Brad Pitt.
Although, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I like that Brad Pitt. Otherwise, not a fan.
90s era Brad Pitt, I'm out. I have no interest in 90s era Brad Pitt. I think, and I've said this before, I think around the time of Ocean's 11, he became much more of an interesting actor. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he ain't Denzel, okay? But it's like his persona became more interesting to look at going forward. So, and I kind of like him now. What can I say? So, anywho, what I was going to say
that may be still a bridge too far. I'm just saying Tarantino, Brad Pitt, good acting. Okay. I'm sure he still smells bad.
I'm sure he does. But let me say this. This is not a hot take, but I think Denzel, getting this train back on the tracks, might be the greatest living American actor today. What do you say to that?
That you're wrong. And this is an example of some of that poor acting.
I totally disagree. What I love about Denzel is you get the real Academy Award movies, right? You get those. You get your Malcolm X, right? You get those top drawer performances, but then you'll still get your Fallen. You know what I'm saying? You'll still get crazy shit where you're just like, what's this movie choice? The Equalizer movies, right? Where he's just like, I'll do whatever. I'll do whatever, and I'll give you the best goddamn Denzel I can give you. But I'm not.
I mean, he was fine in The Bone Daddy, but he's terrible here. He improved, of course. I give people a chance to improve.
What?
I mean, Keanu improved. I just watched Dangerous Liaisons, and Keanu is cringy. Uma Thurman and Keanu were cringy in that.
Are you comparing?
And that movie is almost perfect.
Are you comparing Denzel to Keanu? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
No, because Denzel was never as bad as Keanu back in his early days. But what I am making a point that there was growth.
You are out of your goddamn mind. He wanted
Denzel got better. Are you arguing that he got better over time? Is that your point? Are you saying that 90s Denzel is the same as Denzel right now? Are you defying me? Are you saying that he did not get better with time? That his acting did not improve?
Are you filibustering me right now?
Your Honor, you are out of order.
He won an Academy Award in 1988 for Best Supporting Actor for Glory. Okay, so he was already dynamite. Now, if you argue, did he get better with
then what
time,
happened here?
Well, he's good in this. Shut your mouth. He's good in this. You may not think the movie's good, and that's fair. But don't tell me Denzel's
the movie's not good, and he's not that great. Honestly, everybody but John Goodman was pretty much phoning this shit in. John Goodman is always a delight.
John Goodman is a delight. But I don't know how you could look at Denzel's performance in this and be like, oh, he's Costner in this shit. Impossible.
Dude, he's not Costner in it. I mean, very few successful people are that bad and still successful. It was just a lot of weird choices.
You don't even remember this movie, do you? You're
No,
like
it's
just
all
making-
come down with my rage. Rage channels memory, and now it's all flooding back to me.
God damn it. Now, had you ever seen this before?
I ain't never heard of this before.
Shut up. Are you serious? You've never even heard of this?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I saw this in the theater back in 1998. How about that? How about that?
How about that? Yikes.
Yeah.
I've fallen and I can't get up after watching this.
Well, and again, it's
Wow.
James Gandolfini, who I totally forgot was in this. And this is before
Yeah.
The Sopranos. This is just actor James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
This isn't Tony Soprano.
And
And-
Aida Turturro.
How do you call? I call her Ada Turturro. You're saying it's Aida or something? Are you making up stuff again?
AIDA.
Okay. I'm going to say a word. I'm going to spell out a word, and I want you to pronounce it. AID. How do you pronounce that? Do you pronounce that Aida? I
Don't
need some
cry
first
for
Aida.
me, Argentina.
We're taking a turn. And of course, then you've got
Hey, maybe I'm wrong. I always thought it was Aida.
it could be. I don't know the woman.
Because Ada would be ADA.
Or that would be pronounced Ada. Which is the
Yeah,
name.
I think it's Ada. I think it's Ada.
That's not a name either.
Hey Siri,
Oh, here it comes.
how do you pronounce Aida Turturro? Siri refuses to answer.
Siri shut herself down. She's like, I'm out. Don't bring me into this. Who is she? She's Janice Soprano? No. What's the character's name?
Janice!
It is Janice
Janice!
Soprano, yeah.
The
She's
best
Tony's
part.
sister.
I stopped on the rewatch. When she killed Richie, I was like, private. That was one of the greatest episodes of all TV. And then I was like, they killed Big Pussy, I'm out.
Well, that was like season 1 they killed Big Pussy, if I'm remembering correctly. That was shocking. It was early.
No,
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
you're wrong.
Is that it?
No, I'm looking up pronunciation.
Yeah,
in
let's
English.
spend 20 minutes on this, Aaron.
Here we
as
go.
Well.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Ida Turturro.
Ida, that's not right.
But then AI says Aida.
AI, and that's a trustworthy source. I don't know the
That's
woman.
all.
She may not pronounce any of the letters. I have no idea
Here
how
we
she
go.
pronounced it.
Here's YouTube.
Pronouncenames.com.
Okay.
Aida Turturro.
Turturro.
There's no way she pronounces it that way.
Turturro.
Anyway, she's in.
Stop saying it. It's Aida, like the opera. She's Italian. It's an Italian opera.
Oh, boy.
Aida.
Okay, it's possible.
Turturro.
I'm sure she doesn't roll the R's like that. And she's on screen for a grand total of 4 minutes. So I don't know why we're talking
yeah.
about this for half an hour.
It was just funny that the two top people from The Sopranos are in a movie together.
Well,
That's
I'm
all.
not sure she's one of the top people from The Sopranos either. That's
Dude.
okay. She's in it.
Janice is like one of the best parts. It's Janice and Polly Walnuts. Come on.
Polly Walnuts.
You can't
is
be
dynamite.
wrong. Polly Walnuts is dynamite.
He's
is
great.
right.
He's great.
I want to
okay.
buy another pet just to call it Polly Walnuts.
Polly Walnuts. Let's jump right in, Aaron, shall we, to the highlights. You have no notes. Do you want to start or you want me to start?
The number one highlight is just watching the tap 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 as crowds of people are walking down the street, and the presence is just kind of leapfrogging from person to person to catch up.
That was a great scene.
That was the most interesting part of this mystery. That and how many top stars were in it.
So
That's a
basically,
mystery too.
oh, it's a ton. It's a ton. No, we didn't even talk about Embeth Devitz, who was in Army of Darkness, and Schindler's List is also in this movie.
I literally did not recognize her without
Yes.
her dark hair and her crazy outfit from Army of Darkness. And once you said that, I could not look away. Although I would say Army of Darkness is her most triumphant role.
Oh, more than Schindler's List. It's definitely more rewatchable, I would argue.
I would argue that I will go to my cold grave before I watch Schindler's List. I was like, how many people bought that on Blu-ray? You gonna watch that a couple of times?
Hell to the no. Good grief.
Hell to the no.
No, but and speaking of names that are impossible to pronounce, she's South African, and her name is, again, Mbeth Davids, perhaps? I don't know. I'd rather say Aida any day than this stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor
So
there.
you've never heard the name or the Aida?
Never in my life. And you've
How many
never heard
times
the
have you
name?
heard Mbeth?
At least 1,000 times today.
Half your class. Mbeth 1, Mbeth 2.
Very popular name. We should set the tone here. So Denzel is a homicide detective, and he has just put down this serial killer in the gas chamber, essentially. But we already kind of know that there's something going. There's some kind of a spirit or a demon or something kind of inside this dude. Now,
And let me stop you right
Please,
there.
go for
For
it.
some reason, when we meet the killer in the death house, he's washing his dick off in the sink, and you see his ass. You never see him putting.
I don't remember. I thought he was just washing his hands. What are you suggesting?
He had no pants on, and he was scrubbing and rubbing.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
And we never see him put on pants. And about 5 minutes later, he's fully dressed.
I think you were seeing shit. I don't think there was any
Do you not remember seeing his ASS?
I don't. That doesn't mean it wasn't there, but it didn't blazon itself on my brain like it did some people. That was the character
There you
actor,
go.
Elias Koteas, by
Dude.
the way.
I notice naked people. Yeah, he always is the guy who reminds me of other more successful actors. He looks like 1,000 other people.
He does. I remember seeing him for the first time in a little John Hughes movie called Some Kind of Wonderful. Do you remember that?
Is he the janitor in one of these fucking movies? I never saw Some Kind of Wonderful.
No.
Who is the janitor in the Breakfast Club? Now you're making me think of just, pale Hispanic men with hair that's falling out.
And neither are Hispanic, by the way. So there you go. Good Lord. You're talking about John Kapelos from Breakfast Club, who is of Greek extraction. And
It's all Latin.
Is it? Okay. Fair enough. He was in Some Kind of Wonderful. There's a scene where young Eric Stoltz gets sent to detention because he thinks that his lady love Leah Thompson will be in there, and of course she's not. Instead, it's the school bully who's like a skinhead who wears like a leather vest, and that's Elias Koteas. And they become friends because they have to spend all this time in detention together. So.
So Some Kind of Wonderful is just a smaller cast Breakfast Club.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No. It is Pretty in Pink with gender switched. That's exactly what. Go back and watch them back to back. They're the exact same movie, same director, same writer, where they just switch the genders of the main characters.
I mean, all those movies, I enjoyed kind of the slice of life, but I have no desire to see them again. I was not super into all those people.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, Eric Stoltz was
I have
like
always
an
had
up-and-comer.
more of a discerning palate, I guess you could say.
Would you now? Would you now? Anyway, okay. Back to the movie. Basically what it is there some kind of, it's a fallen angel, is what they determine, named Azazel. And Azazel's ability...
I mean, are they all just falling out of the sky? Or is the
Yes.
fallen angel, the devil? Is it just like those iguanas that were falling out of the trees in Florida because they had a frost?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's 100%. I think that's what they were going for. Now, when Lucifer was cast down, so also were the other angels that were kind of on his side. So Azazel was one
I
of those.
feel like that would have happened a long time ago.
You think. One would think. Yeah, we don't know how long
Maybe
this guy...
he got stuck in a cloud on the way down. He's just
No!
now fallen.
He's been chilling on Earth for a long, long time. And in fact...
Why is he making trouble now?
He's been making trouble the whole time. We just didn't realize he was making trouble. Okay, no one knew what was going down. So he can jump from body to body. And in this movie, what happens is...
He doesn't have a physical presence.
He does not. He's
gotta possess someone.
Well, and he has to be in a body, because if he's not in a body for however long, then he will die for real. That's a crucial plot point. He'll be dead permanently if he's not in a body for an extended period of time. But
So he's immortal unless he's not.
Correct, unless he's not.
Well, I feel like God made a mistake with this. Why you want to punish them by making... I thought the whole point was to punish them by making them mortal. Why are you giving them a back door? Now God sounds more like Zeus and monkey shines. So, all right, continue on.
Unclear.
Enough of my theology.
Because he's a fallen angel, he's always up to some shit, essentially. He's always pulling whammies, okay? So he gets into a new body.
Why aren't they working together like in a corporation, and then they can take out whole groups? Why aren't you getting together with your posse?
You mean why don't all the fallen angels get together and take over whole
Where's
towns?
That movie?
I don't know. I can't answer that, Aaron.
All right.
These are important questions.
I think it's Clearwater, Florida.
Whenever Azazel's in the body of somebody, immediately that dude's like killing somebody. There's always a corpse left behind, essentially. So, basically, Denzel is just a homicide detective. He's thrown this guy... He captured the dude. He's brought him. He's on death row. He's going to be executed. And in a crucial moment, the guy reaches out from the jail cell and says, "Let's shake hands." And Denzel shakes his hand, but nothing happens. You get the sense that Azazel was trying to jump into the body, because it's got to be physical contact. Sometimes this is the part where it's kind of wacky. It's occasionally physical contact.
There are all these butts that show up throughout this,
like in the jail.
Oh yeah, that's true. Butt. Except that's true, but
right.
And you're like, what? All right,
correct.
Continue.
So, if he's killed in the body that he's in, then he's just like a ghost, and then he can drift around and just choose whatever body's nearby. But generally speaking, if the body he's in is alive, then it has to be physical contact. But there's something special about Denzel, and they were very kind of vague about what this is. He could not jump into the body of Hobbs, Detective Hobbs, which is Denzel Washington. He tried, but he couldn't do it. So... for some reason, he's really pissed off at Denzel. So the whole movie's like, I can't jump in your body, but I can do other stuff to you. I can mess with you in other ways. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Mess with your whole family, blah, blah, blah. I mean, honestly, he could kill him. He could have jumped into one of the guards and they could have just shot Denzel right before him. Boom. He could have shot Denzel.
Yeah, he could have.
What about that? Movie over. 10 minutes in.
And again, that's kind of fishy as well. If, number one, they had to come up with some reason why he couldn't just touch Denzel Washington and possess him at that time. Because later in the movie, he does, spoiler alert, later in the movie, he does try to possess Denzel Washington. So,
this whole thing of like, these are the rules for this universe.
Right.
Except when we just throw it out the window.
100%. It was a little fishy. But those were cool moments, because I guess the Azazel demon just wants to mess with Denzel. So there are scenes where it's like you said, he's in the jail or in the police station, and James Gandolfini's possessed and says something suspicious, and then touches somebody else, and Denzel's watching this progression of just him bumping into somebody and then that person's now suddenly possessed, and on and on. He's chasing people down the street. And
Right.
yeah, that was an effective scene, I thought.
I would say. Is that going to save this movie? No, it will not. But it was an effective scene.
I thought, here's the thing. You have to be paying attention. And Erin, when we first watched this, was on her phone. And I had to pause it and rewind it. And I said, Erin, put down your phone. Because there's an opening scene.
That's not a good sign, Kevin. Not a good sign.
There's an opening scene where you hear Denzel's voiceover. And he says, let me tell you my story. He's like, no, that would take too long. Let me tell you about the time where I almost died. And this is Denzel's voice. By the end of the movie, you realize it's Azazel talking through Denzel Washington. That's the twist. That it's Azazel as the narrator of the story, not Denzel. I thought that was a cool twist. You were less impressed.
But it's a cool twist that makes no sense because at the end of the movie, he's not inside of Denzel.
Fair. Denzel sets a trap. Cut to the end of the movie. Denzel sets a trap for Azazel. Because Azazel could be anybody. He could jump into anybody's body. And the only way to get Azazel out of the body is to kill that person. Either they're your best buddy, a relative. The only way to get Azazel out is Azazel can choose to go to somebody else's body. Right. But if he ain't choosing it, I guess you just gotta blow their head off.
It's been determined he's uncooperative.
Fair.
Azazel's kind of a dick.
Fair. So in the grand, because now Azazel's basically framed Denzel for murders. Now he's deliberately leaving like clues behind that implicate Denzel. And there's a scene where Denzel, for some reason, lives with his brother, who appears to be special needs, but it's really not hitting it that hard, right? He seems just to be a sensitive guy, but he's always in his robe.
You get a vibe that he may be developmentally delayed, and he has like a elementary age kid.
Yeah. So his brother, his special needs brother, but again, this isn't, Sean Penn and I Am Sam, right? This just seems like to be... He literally just appears to be like...
It's a step back because this dude's clearly not working. He spends the entire day in his bathrobe and he is not Hugh Hefner.
But he clearly handles his biz. He got somebody to have sex with him, right? He's got a teenage child.
The Elephant Man had sex with someone.
Is that true? Do we know this for certain?
Let's put that out there. Did you?
Are you just making that up?
Elephant Man? What the hell? Did you never see The Elephant Man?
I don't watch it for the sex scenes. How about that?
Dude, it was a play on Broadway.
Were there a lot of sex scenes on Broadway? Maybe there were.
Oh my God.
I live in Irvine. You think I make it out to Broadway?
Gets a prostitute to have sex with him.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not... Okay, let me tell you a different story.
It's sex!
It is sex. Stephen Hawking was married to a woman for years, and he cheated on her and left her for another woman. This is Stephen Hawking.
His nurse.
He can't move. He can't move, and he's still like, look, honey, man's got needs, okay? A man needs a bit of strange every now and again. You can't move, Stephen Hawking. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So... in a bizarre...
Whatever he had, it did not affect his Dondelinger. That's all you need to know.
His penile gland? Yeah, clearly not.
I was waiting. I thought the penile gland was going to pop out in this movie.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, that wasn't this movie. That was our previous movie. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did we forget to talk about that?
Good Lord. But there's a moment where Denzel comes in to check on his brother, who's asleep in his room, and his brother was murdered by Azazel. His special needs brother was murdered by Azazel. And now Denzel is on the run with his nephew. It's like, and then he just drops the nephew off at some acquaintance's house, Beth Davids, who's like her father also.
Let's back this up for a moment.
Please.
Who injected the brother? Was it his child?
Oh, because that's the thing, right? Anybody could be the murderer at any time. Because Azazel sometimes just jumps, right?
Right.
And there don't seem to be, like, most of the time people are just kind of confused afterwards. What? Huh? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. So, but there is at
I
least
think
one.
we need to discuss Azazel is killing these people not because they have a gun but injecting some kind of toxin
Correct.
with a hypodermic needle. That means he has to possess someone, send them to the store, get the hypodermic needle, and then brew up whatever this poison is. And
Get
then,
a prescription.
Is it a suicide?
Unclear. But that's how Denzel suspects that the serial killer who was in the gas chamber who died. Now it's like, is this a copycat that's also has the same MO, including things we didn't release to the press? So there's a lot of that going on as well. But you're right. It could have been he touched the son, and now the son was possessed for a moment to inject the father. The brother
because
was killed.
He had already possessed the son, because remember,
Yes.
the son punched his father in the face.
Yes, that's right. I fell. Because he was going to, that's some crazy shit. Yes. So anybody can be the killer, and you could have been a killer 5 minutes ago, and now you're not anymore. Right?
Right. And you have no memory.
You have no memory. So in the thrilling conclusion, Denzel sets a trap for Azazel out at some cabin in the woods.
An overly complicated trap.
But John Goodman, who's like a fellow police officer, and Donald Sutherland, who's his boss, like the captain or whatever, all show up. It's like, are one of these guys Azazel? Because I don't know. I don't know what the story is. And it turns out
you knew at least one of them was Azazel.
But and of course you assume it's Donald Sutherland, because he's a creepy bastard anyway.
John
right?
Goodman, he may be corrupt, but he's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. He's cuddly. Not
but
like Donald
in
Sutherland.
The Big Easy, playing the same character, corrupt and murdery.
Well, was he? I'm trying to think who was he. He wasn't the murderer in Sea of Love, was he? I know John Goodman and Al Pacino. That was another.
God, look at this. John Goodman plays a cop in every role in this period of time.
John Goodman.
No, it was not John Goodman. It was her. It was her ex or something. Whoever.
I don't even remember. All I know is that John Goodman's the hardest working man in show business. He was in Revenge of the Nerds and Chud. Need I say more? Anyway.
Still working.
Still
Skinny John Goodman. They're still pushing that Roseanne show.
It's just called The Connors now. It's still, I mean, they kicked her ass off the show, and they're like, we're still doing this. Not since.
I feel like that was a setup. They already knew she's crazy. And they were just looking for it. I mean, her first, compared to everything that's going on now, her crazy was very small.
There was a show in the 80s called Valerie, and it was a family sitcom starring Valerie Harper, famously Rhoda Morgenstern from Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Right, and then she got her own spinoff.
She demanded a raise on the show named after her. And they said, "You're fired." And they quickly changed. They brought in
you.
You're fired. They brought in Sandy Duncan to play the aunt, never before mentioned, and they changed the name of the show to Valerie's Family. No more Valerie. Valerie's Family. And then a season later, they called it The Hogan Family. And it had Jason Bateman was one of the sons. And it lasted for like 5 years after they fired the titular character, Valerie.
Which is shocking, because none of those shows sound good. None of those shows sound
it was a thing
of any value.
Anyway, so it's a thing. So Denzel, back to this. Denzel's plan is, I'm going to mortally wound your body, the body you're in, Azazel. We're out in the woods. There's no one else around.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to jump into me because I just drank some poison or I smoked a poison cigar or whatever the f*** you did. So now what you going to do? Ha ha ha. What you going to do? And Denzel kills John Goodman, who is possessed with Azazel. Azazel jumps into Denzel's poisoned ass body. Okay. And then now this is why it all explains he's doing the voiceover the whole time. I told you about a time I almost died. And then Denzel succumbs to his poison, to the poison. And then the Azazel floats away and jumps into a kitty cat that happened to live in the house as well. Which is the
So
shit.
Denzel Washington killed himself for no reason.
Killed his best friend.
Yeah.
Killed himself. His brother was dead, so now the nephew doesn't have a friend or a family in the world, essentially, for no goddamn reason. Because hey, we're in the woods. I could jump into a goddamn squirrel. Okay, there's a groundhog over here.
Think about that.
Right, there's a bird in the tree. Right, there's a worm on the ground. Like evidently, there's nothing you could do in this scenario. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
Credits roll. Wah, wah, wah. Any other thoughts and feelings
Tragedy.
about Fallen, Aaron?
Dude, I've fallen and I can't get up after listening to all that.
You've fallen asleep? Is that what you're saying?
I've fallen asleep. I've fallen into my own grave. I was like, I remember the cat at the beginning. So when he died, he started floating up. I was like, the fucking cat. I was like, and then I became even more angry.
Well, who's taking care of that cat that's living out in the cabin in the woods by itself?
It's
Unclear.
eating the old rabies-filled squirrels.
I guess so. Anyway, why don't we go behind the scenes, Aaron? Shall we?
Is there something behind the scenes?
There are many things behind the scenes. Here we go. Denzel.
Let's go.
Denzel did ride-alongs with local detectives to prepare for the role. He soon learned.
Oh, please!
He's a real actor, Aaron. Unlike
I wanted the Denzel for Training Day.
yeah, 100%. Alonzo Harris, get him in there. He ain't taking
Where did
this
he
shit.
go?
Anyway, he soon learned that some of the cops carry a second pair of shoes in the trunk of their cars while on duty, since the shoes they were wearing would occasionally get blood on them at murder scenes, and they didn't want their good shoes getting
Yikes.
up. During pre-production, Elias Koteas traveled to Ohio to meet a man who could speak Syrian Aramaic to help him with his dialogue. So there you go.
Oh my God! They
He
must
learned
have
it.
money for this.
There you go. It was helpful.
Yeah, that was very important.
The name Azazel means scapegoat in Hebrew. Azazel
Oh,
in
so it's
Jewish
not really
legends
his fault.
could be. Azazel in Jewish legends is a demon or evil spirit to whom, in the ancient rite of Yom Kippur, a scapegoat was sent bearing the sins of the Jewish people. So there you go. It's important.
Okay, so he's filled with the sins of the Jewish people.
Yes.
This is taking a darker turn.
The name John Hobbes is based on two philosophers from the 17th century, Thomas Hobbes and John Locke. So there you go.
Yes.
That's important. Hobbes generally thought that men were evil and needed the constraints of society to make them better, while Locke thought that men are thinking, rational creatures capable of peaceful coexistence. There you go.
The
Very
answer
different.
is both are wrong. That's my
What's the right
philosophy.
answer?
I'm gonna write a treatise on it or something.
Let's see. In the original screenplay, the role of Greta Milano was originally two characters. Greta, an elderly sage named Maud, who knew much more about Azazel than Greta. In this version of the story, the cabin of the woods scene was Maud's home. Because remember, it was like her father had also been possessed earlier. So, there you go.
So Azazel, this is just like What We Do in the Shadows and like this is his territory because he seems like he's just doing the same thing with the same people. He's out to get cops.
Yes, he is.
And it's literally the same thing where it makes everyone think that he's the guilty party until they blow their brains out.
Yes.
So it's just a circle.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was considered for the role of John Hobbs. How about that?
How about that?
No, how about...
Maybe I might have liked it better. How about that?
I think that's about it. Let's talk about the cast and crew, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's see. This movie was directed by Gregory Hoblet, which doesn't seem like a real name.
Hoblet? That's not a real name.
That's what he said. You know him. He was a producer on 100 episodes of Hill Street Blues. How about that? That's something.
That was a great show back in the day.
He was also producer on NYPD Blue for 37 episodes. He produced Frequency. That was that Dennis Quaid movie where it's like you're able to talk to your dead father on the radio or something. I don't remember.
Good Lord, what a terrible idea.
He also directed Primal Fear with Richard Gere and Edward Norton, which I thought was quite good.
All right.
Cast, here we go. Denzel Washington played John Hobbs. You know him from such things as Fences in 2016.
Unfamiliar.
He was nominated for an Academy Award, goddammit, Aaron.
Was he?
Book of Eli. Book of Eli in 2010. Antoine Fisher in 2002. And Training Day in 2001.
Yeah, a little Training Day.
And he was on
The Bone Daddy. You forgot
The
about that.
Bone Collector. No, there's no movie called The Bone Daddy. He was also on St. Elsewhere for 1,000 episodes as well.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
Also, Prime TV back in the old days.
100%. It used to be on Hulu, and I was knocking them out. I was enjoying it.
Yeah, you look back, and you're like, it was all-star cast. Wasn't that George? Which one was George Clooney on?
He was on ER.
Was it ER? Dude, not so far away.
Okay. John Goodman was Jonesy. You know him from 2016's 10 Cloverfield Lane. He was in Barton Fink in 1991.
I didn't care for Barton Fink.
Argo in 2012 and Flight 2012. It's another Denzel movie.
Maybe I did see Argo. But those are interesting choices of what he's famous for. Go ahead.
Donald Sutherland played Lieutenant Stanton. You know him from such things as The Hunger Games, Catching Fire. He was Mr. Bennett in Pride and Prejudice in 2005. Yes, he was the titular John Clute in the movie Clute in 1971. And
what was the one in Venice with the girl with the red
Don't Look Now
rain jacket? Don't Look Now. He was in
Animal House.
Animal House, where you got to see his bum.
Hembeth Davids played Greta Milano. Somebody's listening to this podcast going, "You bastard, that is not even close to how you pronounce her name." And I apologize if she happens to be listening.
We don't giza.
She was in Bicentennial Man in 1999. She was Sheila in Army of Darkness in 1992.
If you haven't seen it, kid, that is the best movie mentioned so far.
Stop whatever you're doing.
A classic.
She was in Europa Report in 2013, and she was Miss Honey in Matilda in 1996. How about that?
I think I saw just a snippet of that.
Elias Koteas played Edgar Reese, the original serial killer. Azazel's actually in his body, so he's not really responsible for his actions there.
The actor's
you know
not
him.
responsible for.
He was in The Thin Red Line in 1998. He was in the Mark Wahlberg
See, there's a
vehicle.
thin blue line and then the thin red line.
They're different, Aaron. They're different colors of lines.
Which one
He
was
was-
the thin red line? Was that Vietnam?
Is it? Well, which one? One is World War II.
That's what I don't know.
Oh, God damn
Is that the World War II? Because I think is the thin blue
Now I'm looking
line
at Thin Red
is the
Line.
Errol Morris documentary.
It's the conflict at Guadalcanal during the Second World War. It's Terrence Malick, which means I will never see it because he punishes his audience with boredom.
It's about war, so I will never see it.
Fair. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1990 playing Casey Jones, and something called The Last
I
Days
bet you
on
saw
Mars. Of course. It's 1,000 years
Oh my
ago.
God. And yet, he's not a stranger to me. And yet, I've not seen anything you just said.
That's not true. It's impossible. I think that's
It's
all we need to
just
know.
impossible.
Let's look at the ratings, Aaron, shall we?
Let's. I'm
Fallen.
curious.
Fallen currently has 43% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
And you call me crazy for thinking this was a piece of shit. Time has shown I am vindicated.
What do you think the audience gave it?
The audience said it was 58%.
72%. How about
That
that?
was an audience of fools. They busted a busload of fools and bought them popcorn and said, if you love Denzel, thumbs up. But they're a bunch of fools, so only 70% of them gave him a thumbs up.
Let's look at the top critics here. Janet Maslin of the New York Times says, a
Oh,
stylish,
Lord.
if
Let's
seriously
go.
far-fetched nightmare, 3 out of 5. How about
3
that?
out of 5? Oh my God, she's as bad as we are, where everything's a 3.
Roger
Go
Ebert
ahead.
from Roger Ebert of the
Come on,
Chicago
Roger, don't
Sun-Times.
disappoint me. You and I used to be simpatico, but now from the cold, cold ground, you're showing me that we're going to have to break up.
The idea is better than the execution. 2.5 out of 4. Both were rotten reviews. What can I tell you?
Both were rotten reviews, but his was much higher than the overall aggregate of the professionals. It was still too high.
Okay, fair enough.
Because his was out of 4.
That's true. 2.5 out of 4, which would be what? I can't even do the math. I teach English.
I don't know. I can't do math. Is that an 87?
It could be 90 for all I know. Let's talk to our in-house
That's
movie
100%
critic.
fresh.
Our in-house movie critic, AI Rex Reed, and see what he has to say.
Wee! What you got to say, bro?
Fallen is a moody supernatural slog where demons haunt bodies with more enthusiasm than the script, leaving Denzel Washington to outrun a plot twist that thinks it's far cleverer than it is. Thank you for that, AI
true.
Rex Reed.
True.
So, what is
True.
your rating, Aaron, for Fallen?
Oh, my God. How long was this movie? I'm going to base it on how long. It felt like it was 2 hours, but was it really only 90 minutes?
I don't know. I can look it up, but I'm not going to. So, what do you think?
Son of a... Well, basically, it was a bunch of nonsense with giant holes. It doesn't even follow its own rules. It just makes up a bunch of bullshit at the end. And at the end, you're like, what? So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. F*** off.
I find this movie inoffensive, but not particularly great. It's just kind of one of those forgettable kind of supernatural cop dramas you might see back in the 90s.
Dude,
It's
we're
fun.
racing to the grave. Every minute counts. They robbed us of parts of our lives. How dare you be so glib?
It's fine. It's just kind of whatever. It's kind of my attitude. I give it 3 out of 5. I don't necessarily need to see this again. But it's not. See, you act like it's a horrible piece of shit. It's not a horrible piece of shit. It's just kind of mediocre, is how I would describe it.
It's a crime against humanity.
She-
It is a slap in my face. I don't have that many years left, and it robbed me of the precious.
Yeah, precious, my precious. Sweet Jesus. Any last thoughts of Fallen, Aaron?
Dude, I'm gonna go back to the Mind Palace, open the drawer where this is stored, and throw a match.
Throw it right in the furnace.
freeing up
Be done
space.
with it. Okay, fair enough. So, thank you very much. You can find us all across social media. We're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also watch us on YouTube if you so desire. You can also email us, the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail.
Gmail.
We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review, won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I got some media. I am on the gram. I am the Cult of Aaron. Join the cult. I have artwork on Artsy and First Dibs, Aaron Doherty, Instant Dreams Gallery. Go buy something.
Go buy, do yourself a favor and buy some shit. Okay? Please do.
Buy some shit.
As you know, we like to reach out to our friends and family across the social media landscape. Aaron, what are the streets saying?
I do have a couple of things from our street friends from the streetwalkers, whatever.
Street
Eddie Price, in regards to the film Zardoz, thematically it's depressing in my humble opinion, but I love this movie.
Okay.
I told you I bought the Japanese version of the movie poster T-shirt.
Oh, did you really?
On Amazon. Actually, I think I found it on eBay.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just I wanted one with just the floating head, and not one with crazy Sean Connery with his assless chaps. In regards to Jack is back, Leo from Involuntary Input comment on the photo. I don't remember this film. I said, steer clear. Steer clear. Fade or not at his minus.
I look back on Jack's back with a little twinkle. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but just how bizarre it is makes me laugh. So there you have it. Good times.
I mean, I like Bizarre. How about how terrible it is? Have we considered that?
I have not considered that. Next week, we're discussing the horror classic The Strangers, starring Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. How could we watch this, you ask? That's an excellent question. The easiest way to watch it would be on Netflix.
Is to buy it on Blu-ray, like my brother.
I did not buy it.
Piece of art.
I did not buy it. I don't know if Grace borrowed it from a friend or stole it from the library, but we watched it the old-fashioned way. But if you want to, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix for free. If you insist, however, you can choose to rent it for $3.99 on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, Fandango, etc.
But as we learned today, you can steal it from the library.
Which we love our libraries. Don't do that. We do not recommend it.
We do.
But so check out.
I have a record that I stole in high school in my record collection.
We should have known.
As the heavy plastic around it says Palm Springs Public Library.
So
I may have defaulted on that.
I believe it.
10 cents.
I
10
believe
cents
it.
a week or whatever.
It's a public service that you took advantage of. We're watching the original classic. So check that out. Send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show. So, thank you very much, and be well!
good day.